Hi. Okay, so this video, I'm making this video for a couple people, well, for everybody, but there's two people. I'm merging separate three sources of information, so I'm going to try and make this as cohesive as possible. But I want to start with someone that texted me. My son just texted me after a year of not talking to me in answer to my wish. He told me he does not want me in any part of his life and to please leave him and his family alone. And you asked for healing around this. Okay. So we attached to my son. So my own mom, after she died, and she said, you know, stop calling me my mom, my mom, my mom. You know, I'm just a soul. I just came, I lived my life. She wanted me, her soul came to me, wanted me to love all other souls the same amount that I loved her. So we attach to these roles, these identities. And I say it a lot, I'm going to say it again. As soon as you have identity, as soon as you have an identity, you attach to that identity. It's attachment. Identity is really another form of an attachment. So you have an identity, so you have attachment, leads to judgment. Judgment leads to resistance, and resistance leads to pain or suffering. This is just how it is. When you identify only as a divine spark playing in the universe, the I am consciousness, if you only identify as your powerful, peaceful spirit, your highest and holiest divine self, your higher self, your soul, your spirit, all these words to say the same thing, your piece of God, the highest and holiest source creator God. When you identify only as the divine spark of eternal consciousness that chose to take a physical existence, to come take a physical form, receive a body, receive an ego, and then play in this playground. And this is just our spacesuit, male, female, whatever color it is, doesn't matter. But when you identify as male or female or black or white, or when you identify, as soon as you identify, you're attached to the story that I am this person's mother. This is my son. I'm attached to this soul in a way that's not spiritual. I'm attached to this soul in an egoic way. This is my son. I'm his mom. He's saying, leave me alone. This hurts me. It hurts your ego mind. It hurts your ego, which is completely and totally understandable and normal and natural. Okay, that being said, in your healing, the last healing that I did on you, what came up was that guilt lowers your vibration. If you're guilty, it doesn't serve anyone. And then my son and I watched this show called The Arrow. And there's a character in The Arrow, Maceo, who's, I had to explain to my 10-year-old. Maceo was talking about he cannot leave his prison. He was ready to die, basically, because he had imprisoned himself in the guilt in his mind. So guilt is a 30 level vibration. So guilt, you resonate at 30, okay? On up. Think about love, 500. Joy and healing, okay, is 540. Peace is 600. And this is really where you want to be. Well, you'd love to be at enlightenment, but you know, if you could just be at least 500, 540 is like optimal. Well, obviously, you know what I'm saying. But you can get to 500. Anybody could get to 500. Okay, that's why Esther Hicks, Esther Thompson, Esther Hicks talks about, what do you love? What do you love? She makes people talk about what they love. People who are like sobbing 1 minute and their life sucks, and then the next she has them just talk about what they love. And after seconds talking about what they love, they're smiling, they raise their own vibration. So guilt lowers your vibration. Anyway, Maceo, the character Maceo, his mind, his guilt had become a prison in his mind, and he couldn't leave that prison. So I had to explain that to my son. All right, I'm going to go over that just quickly. Then also, we talked about the 4th level God mind in your healing and how to get there. All right, religious people talk about God loves you and Jesus died for our sins, God, image and likeness of us. The point is, when you accept your own divinity, that you are a divine spark, just like I am and other people, you just use and pay attention to your own divine spark. You forgive yourself and you allow the good stuff in. And then you can use your 4th level mind, which is your God mind. You allow yourself to connect with your own divinity. And you allow yourself to create for yourself. You know, create what you want in your own highest best interest, in your own higher vibration. Because anything that your heart desires you to create for yourself is going to serve others in their highest best interest. Because our soul bliss, our blissful path, our thing that lights us up, our love, whatever makes our heart just go, oh, wouldn't it be great if, it's going to be always in service to others. Okay. So in your healing, you just want to be happy. It's time. Your happiness and healthiness serves others. If you can understand that and let it be, you'll raise all those vibrations, okay? And then your son texts you, like, leave me alone. Okay, fine. And then back to the healing information. Shit happens to us. We have the choice to let the shit define us or work with the shit as a raw material and turn it into gold and then let that define us. Okay, so you are having the experience of your son, the person, the other divine spark that's playing the role of your son in this lifetime. Your divine spark is having the experience of that divine spark, both of you identifying with the roles that you're playing, mom, son. You're both playing with this resistance, this potential conflict, or we can just call it shit. It's just shit, okay? So you can let that shit define you, and you can curl up in a ball on your couch and cry, or you can say, okay, well, that's part of my journey. This is happening now. And you can just, I mean, so the renegade, I don't think you're in the renegade yogi stuff, but if you are, it's just, I bless my son. I forgive my son telling me to leave him alone and hating me or whatever word you want to use. I respect his free will choice to tell me to get out. I respect his free will choice to keep me out of his life, no matter how hateful it is. I respect his free will choices and his wife's and everybody. I respect all their free will choice, and I still love them. So that's going to detach, because the detachment is important for you at this point. And I refuse to feel sorry for you, not because I think you deserve to be treated like shit, but just because I love you, and through this experience and this shitty opportunity for growth, it's not a shitty opportunity, it's a shitty thing happening, which is an opportunity for growth. Through this, you're going to see that you actually don't need the spark of divine consciousness who's playing the role of your son to actually let you in his life. Because what that relationship for you does is it feeds your guilt. It makes you feel worse. So by respecting his free will choice to keep you out, you're free now to go and what do you want to create for yourself? What do you want? What do you want to create for yourself? You know how you want to feel in your life, but just don't attach to specific people, like specific role-playing sparks. So like, my uncle screamed in my face. My uncle, I could tell this story. Oh, my uncle, he's so mean to me. But it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I still love him. And that was the experience that came together. Because of that experience, I started writing a book. I started to see that I wanted to do something. I wanted to be more in the world. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but just the detachment. Same person. Okay, and then I also have a person that has cancer, and her highest potential self came for a visit into the healing and said, the same person who got you into the cancer is not the same person that gets you out. So you have to understand that the person who got you into the current situation in the relationship with your son, okay, is not the same person that's going to get you out. So it's better to just leave the relationship the way your son is asking, okay, and then moving forward in creating what you actually want. All right, there's a thing that I use in my marriage that has really worked out well. And so my husband's 11 years older than me, and he's very grounded and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I started taking on pretty early on, when we have like a conflict, I say, maybe I'm wrong. And I don't say that I'm wrong, and I don't say that I'm right. I just say, there's a chance that I'm wrong. There's a chance that he's right. Let me see. Or I don't want to see. I just say, okay, maybe I'm wrong. And then I do something else. But just having the thought, just allowing the thought in, maybe I'm the one who's creating this conflict. Maybe it's me. Not in a guilt way where I take it all on myself and I beat myself up and say, oh, I did something. It's always me. It's always my fault. Blah, blah, blah. Guilt, guilt, guilt. 20 level vibration, 20 level vibration, 20 level vibration. That doesn't help anybody. That character Maseo in the Arrow, by holding on to guilt, there was one thing after another that flowed downstream from that guilt. Just got shittier and shittier and shittier, and his life was not what anyone would have chosen. So for you have to let this go in a way that you're detaching from the roles and the identities in a positive, conscious way in order to create what you do want. So you know how you want to feel in your life. So what you're going to do, what you can do, even without any Reiki training at all, and anyone can do this, you create an energy ball in front of your heart. You imagine you, or anywhere, you imagine you facing him. And say, this is a Reiki 2 thing if you want to know, but it doesn't really matter because anyone can do this. Just if you get the training that I want to give you in July, you'll be able to do this much easier. So you just imagine the two of you facing each other. And this ball, you put yourselves in this energy ball that represents your relationship. This might follow. And you make your fingers long energy fingers, and you just sweep through highest best interest. Just creating a higher vibrational relationship. That doesn't mean you're going to go to dinner every Sunday night together, but in order to sweep out the lower vibrational energy, relax your eyes, jaw, and shoulders. You ground yourself through your tailbone. You stay in the center of the big white spotlight of the highest and holiest source creator energy, or God, whatever you want to call it. You stay in the center of that big, huge white spotlight or iridescent, and you just sweep out the lower vibrational energies from the relationship, just in the interest of detaching, but also to get rid of all the guilt-producing crap. Maybe you made bad choices in the past. I forgive you. I completely forgive you, but you need to forgive you. And if you don't forgive yourself, then there's no pathway for your son to forgive you. So you have to forgive yourself. You can't keep chasing after someone who's still mad at you. You have to walk away from them, because that's respecting their free will choice. They're like, get away from me. You need to get away. Get away from them. You don't have to like run far and fast. You don't have to smear their name all over town, but you need to respect their free will choice, because you need to heal the situation. But you can heal this yourself. You don't need to pay me to do this. Just imagine yourselves. This represents our relationship. And as you sweep through, you clear the lower vibrational energies. It's no big deal. Relax your eyes, jaw, and shoulders. Stay in the center of the big white spotlight of God, the highest and holiest source creator energy, whatever you want to call it. Relax your eyes, jaw, and shoulders. Just keep sweeping. And if you have the essential oils, I have to do an essential oil video, but I can always send people blends, essential oil blends. Just keep sending the energies, keep sending the energy. Now I'm going to go over information from a healing I just did on the 20th, and I kept the notes so I could do this. So I'm merging these two things. All right. So for this person, was get in alignment with yourself, not like a F you to any doubters or people against you, like your ex or your family members, and then or your son. So ex or family members, including your children. Get strong in yourself. All energy for yourself and your self growth. None of your energy goes out to prove or show anyone. I'll show them. I'll show him. All your energy plugs back into your crown chakra. So none out, because for her it takes on a darkness that she doesn't want, like a revenge type of energy. Okay. And then this energy of like, fuck, is perfectly fine as long as no one else is factored into that. So it's like an angst, but it's like, I'm gonna deal with my own path and I'm the only one here, and like, fuck, my life is squeezing me, oh fuck, but no one else is involved in that. Fuck. Okay, so that energy's okay. Your power is in there, but you have to do it all for yourself in perfect alignment, perfect integrity, just for you. This is for everybody. You don't want any of those people in your high vibrational life, so don't cling to any of them through subtle hatred. I call it subtle hatred. I'm gonna have to plug this in because I'm gonna lose this video. Sorry. All right. Okay. Okay, so you don't want any of these people in your high vibrational life, so don't cling to any of them through subtle hatred. What I mean by clinging to people through subtle hatred is, fuck them, I'll show him, I'll show her. Like, that's subtle hatred. It's not so subtle sometimes. But anyway, we don't need to add anything to us. So, and I said, healing is not adding, it's just subtracting what covers our light. And so everything I do is about healing. And so in order to raise the vibration, in order to raise your vibration and the collective vibration, it's easier than we're making it. It's much, 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 much easier than we make it. You don't have to add anything. We just subtract the shit that covers our light. Okay? And this person's getting a Reiki 3 attunement, and the Reiki Master attunement, Dini. Anyway, it strengthens internally. It strengthens your inner universe, and then it can powerfully like break open the mud covering. Okay, nothing but love. Nothing but love. So when we just hold the vibration of love internally, then the universe has to give us back nothing but love. When we hold the vibration of guilt, then the universe has to respond through the law of attraction by giving us more shit to feel guilty about. And that was portrayed really well in The Arrow with this character, Maseo. Really well done. So well done. It's a little violent, that show, but it's good. And the guy is hot. The guy who plays the Arrow is like, I just keep hitting that 10-second back button. Just when they like stay on his face, I'm like, I'm just gonna watch that again and again. Okay, nothing but love. So by holding nothing but love, internally, the universe responds because we're always asking for something. It's like the universe is like, it's like we're spoiled children, and the universe is always like, what do you want? What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. So we're always spoiled little children, and we're always stamping our foot, asking for things, and the universe responds by giving us exactly what we ask for, exactly what we want. whatever we are whatever the energy is that we're holding inside, the universe responds by bringing it to us on the outside. That's why I say, as it is inside, so it is outside. And as it is outside, so it is inside. And so the inner and outer worlds are mirrors for each other. So when shit is happening to me on the outside, I know that I'm holding a shitty story in my head on the inside. And so I have to change. My teachers always say, change your mind. Because when you're creating shit for yourself externally, you have to go, oh, I must be creating shit. You know, I must be holding a crappy vibrational ego story. I must be letting a story take hold, whether I'm gonna be late, or I'm so unhappy, or today sucks, or whatever. You can change that. You can change those stories and hold that. Just, you know, if you take 68 seconds, just think about what you love. Just think about things that you love, people that you love, and you change it. And then you'll notice that externally things start going better. That's a judgment, but just for time. Dee, you're such a good boy. Except for 5 minutes ago. Okay. Nothing but love. Don't get mad at those who don't get it. Don't get mad at people who don't get it. There are lots of people that don't get it. That's okay. You've got to love them anyway. Okay? My guides, when I'd get frustrated or mad, you know, my guides would say, well, would you rather be awake and frustrated or asleep? Those people don't get it. Would you rather be the person that doesn't get it, or would you rather be the frustrated person who gets it? It's always the same. I would always rather be the frustrated person who gets it. But if I'm that, then that means I just have to hold as much love, space, compassion for the people who don't get it. And then when they do start to get it, I'm not going to be standing there with my hands on my hips going, I told you, I told you. It's not, you know, we're all connected. So when they do start to get it and they come to the soul party, so I look at it like this, because the physical plane, I love the physical plane, the duality and the simplicity. It's so easy and it's so clear. It's like, it's so easy to understand if people just allow that to be the beauty and simplicity of the physical plane. So I look at, there's division and fighting, and then there's the soul party. So these soul party people, these are the people who are getting it. And the people who are in the fight and the division, the only way to stop this is not for the people to leave the soul party and come and try and break up the fight, because then everybody's energy is in the fight, everybody's energy is in the division. The only way to make the fight smaller is for more people to leave the fighting and the division. Go to the soul party. And that's what you're being called to do right now. All of you, but you know, the person I told you I was making this video for. You're being called to come to the soul party. Leave the fight and the division. That's egoic. Those are ego stories that keep you in the fighting and the division. Okay, that's fine. I love them all. I love all the people in that fighting and all that division. I love them. I still bless them. I forgive them in their fighting. When they're ready, they'll come. The only way to slow this down or stop creating this hate and division is for people to leave. So as people leave, the fight gets smaller and smaller and smaller until there's two people who are like, where did everybody go? You know, and then they'll find us. But the thing is, people who are in between, you know, that's not the middle finger. People who are in between the soul party and the fight are like, oh, how do we tell people from here that this is happening over here? And it's like, you can't. These people, they can't see anything. They can only see their own echo chambers. They can only see the division, and that's perfectly fine. We love them anyway. But you leave and you move, and the bigger the soul party gets, 51%, once 51%, then the seesaw tips, and then these people, this gets smaller, and some of them just like trickle in, like accidentally. So anyway, this is a very exciting time. So would you rather be awake and see, or be asleep? And then they said, don't get so frustrated. Think of it like this. All those souls are treating it like it's their job to help you see your own power, and that you don't need them to see, like whiny. You don't need them to do anything differently. You don't need your soul, you don't need your son to say, okay, Mom, come for dinner every Sunday. You don't need your son to change anything about his behavior. What you just need to do is allow your soul to walk towards the soul party and be part of the whole. I bless him, I forgive him and his treatment of me. I respect his free will choice to treat me like crap, and I love him. And then, if it's meant to be, if his soul's like, where did mom go? How come I don't have any control over her anymore? I can't wield my magic wand of guilt. Oh, Vada Kedavra. Then he's like, where'd she go? And then he's like, what's going on? Oh, I'm over here. I'm living my life. I'm having these great adventures. I'm happy. Because you're going to raise your vibration. Out of guilt. Ooh, that's not going to help. Okay, you're going to raise your vibration. And you're probably right around here. Feels like you're right around here. And the whole world is vibrating at around 200 right now. Courage. Okay? So you're just in a normal vibration right now. You've got to move up the scale. See how high acceptance is. But to go from here to here takes more work than to go from here to here or from here to here. Right? It takes a lot. When you have a low vibration, you have a lot of density. You don't have so much lightness to yourself. So it's easier to stay in that shit. It takes forever. You feel like crap. And every day looks a lot like the last one. But as you go up, every day looks different. Every day's an adventure. Your energy's lighter, but you're more powerful. Why? Because you're not attached to your egoic self. You don't let your ego tell you stories. As you raise your vibration, you come more and more into alignment with your spirit, your powerful, peaceful spirit. More and more into alignment with that. And you become more peaceful, more powerful. You become more present. It's just the way it is, because you're less attached. The more you attach, the more you identify, the less present you can be, the more you're going to judge, the more you're going to resist, the more you're going to create pain for yourself, which is fine. Okay, I think you understand. So let's move it up. Let's move it up the vibrational scale, everybody. Let's do it. Okay, so you don't need your son to change his behavior. You don't need your ex, whoever, it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. Whoever you need to change, whoever you think you need to change their behavior so that you can be happy, think of it like this. They basically have a soul contract with your soul not to change in the way your ego needs them to change in order for you to be happy. I need my husband to listen to me. I need this. Actually, you don't. As long as you think you do, as long as you allow your ego to tell you that in order for you to be happy, you need your husband to listen, or you need your son to forgive you. I need him to forgive me. I need her to forgive me. The longer you tell that story, the deeper it gets, and the more that person's soul is contracted not to give you what you think you need. Because you need to see that you don't need anybody to change. That's important. That's what your soul wants you to learn. Your soul wants you to understand and learn. You don't need anybody to act any differently than they already are. You, by allowing other people their free will, and by saying, you know what, I don't need anyone to be different. That's how when I just automatically bless, forgive, respect free will choices of, and love each person. I become more and more powerful. I raise my vibration. I become lighter and lighter. And as I become lighter and lighter, I become more peaceful and more powerful. And my life gets easier. I have less drama. I'm more present. I have less resistance. It's just, it's the soul path versus the ego path. The ego says, I need everyone to change to make me happy. Everyone needs to follow the script I'm writing in my head. The soul goes, you know what? The last thing I want is people to follow my ego mind script, because then I won't grow. I like to grow. It feels good to grow. Oh, look how strong I am. Look how peaceful and powerful I am. Then, when you can grow and raise your vibration, you can manifest things. The things that drop into your heart. Those things to be manifested. That is your higher self showing you what will make you happy, so that you can see that you're loved, so that you can see that you're worthy of perfect divine love. And a lot of the, and whatever drops into your heart for you to manifest will let you see that you are, like, it'll make you love your life. So it doesn't matter which direction, where we come into this at. If you just want to love your life more, you have to let go of all these people who you feel like you need them to follow the script in your mind. Okay, and you have to respect their free will choice, no matter how difficult it is. It's only difficult to your own ego mind that's telling you a story of that you're a hero and or a victim. So it's difficult only for the ego. The soul's like, I've been ready to go for like years. Okay. All right. And then back to your healing information was it's like F them, but gracefully and gratefully. Thank you for showing me that I don't give a fuck what you think. Love you. Peace. Real peace. Not like peace, motherfucker, but peace. Peace. With nothing after it. And my guides are funny. They said, no aftertaste. Like, just fucking move through this shit without taking any of it with you. Like, so I did this video. I don't know if you saw it, but it's like, big difference between fuck that and fuck it. So, F that. Like, fuck that. There's no reaction. That's the peaceful warrior. Fuck that. Peaceful warrior acts, the fool reacts. Okay? When you're like, you know, like, fuck you, or fuck that, that's bullshit. That's acting the fool, because it's reacting in a way that's not what you would do if everything was going your way. When you're like, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not going to sweat that. I'm not going to worry about that. That is a peaceful warrior acting, staying active. Oh, this is not your healing. This is the last healing. Okay. So I'm merging all these things together, which is good. All right. Okay. Do you want to go with me? Okay. So for this, the recent healing, it was, do you want to go with me? Says your low vibrational friend. And you just say, no thanks. Peace and love. No excuses. No getting smaller to make them feel bigger or better. Just no thanks. No drama. Just a slight amount of engagement. Just enough. Okay, so in this person, so this healing, this was the recent healing. This isn't the sun person, this is a different person. This person I did a healing on hates, I'm going to use the word hate, like cannot stand Donald Trump. Cannot stand Donald Trump. For this person, okay. For this person, what this like detestment of Donald Trump, like she can't even think about seeing a picture of him, she detests him so much. And for her, what that's about is her relationship to her own power. So this picture of Donald Trump, this idea of looking at a picture of Donald Trump is a measurement that I asked her to retake the measurement every 3 months. Okay, so right now, like the thought of even looking at the picture of this human being. So Donald Trump is just a human being, just like Hillary Clinton. I mean, you could fill this in with either person. It doesn't really matter. But so Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, they are both just one human being. And so if you see a picture of either one of them and you're like, fuck them, or fuck that person makes me sick, or whatever. Okay. That tells you something about you. And I know all the stories behind both of, I know most of the stories behind most of the people who are out in the, mainstream that we all know about. Okay. The point is, when you have a large reaction to another human being, it points to something in you. It gives you information about you. And for this person, it was about her own power. So she wants her own power. She really wants her power, but her hatred towards Trump, and there's other people who have that same kind of a hatred towards Hillary Clinton. And don't get wrapped up in the behavior. I'm separating, the person is separate from their behavior. But I'll tell you, pictures of either one of them don't make me react violently. But I know a lot of stuff. It's not like I'm this happy little healer in La La Land. I pay attention to deep stuff. I really know what's going on. I know about the 29,000 indictments that are present right now. I know, about all these different movements and people, you know, I know how people feel. I know so much stuff that it would blow your mind. um, so these singular human beings, when there's a harsh or violent or large reaction or animation in you, whether it's Trump or Hillary, you can use that as an opportunity to look inside. And so for this particular person, it happens to be Trump, but it could be Hillary for somebody else. It shows her relationship to her own power. So it's almost like she would like to be able to say whatever the F she wants. She would like to be in her own power, like doing what she feels pushed or pulled or guided to do, you know, but she doesn't give herself the permission. So again, at the beginning is get in alignment with yourself. Like, get strong in yourself. Be yourself. Give yourself permission to be yourself. So then when she's faced with Donald Trump, who gives himself permission to be himself, she gets pissed, and she feels hatred. And hatred is not real. Hatred is fear in disguise. False evidence appearing real. So fear is just false evidence appearing real. So when she looks at Trump in any way, shape, or form, and she's like, ugh, it's just that she's got this hate, which is just fear in disguise, right? There's something about him. Well, it's just that animation is a mirror. So people are just mirrors. So Trump can be a mirror for like the entire country. Well, in more, plus the world. Same for Hillary. You can look at these people and go, well, what is this animation teaching me about me? And for her, she wishes, I wish I could say whatever I want. I wish I could do whatever I want. I wish I could be strong and powerful. I wish I could stand in my power and not give a crap. So she wishes for it. So her soul brings in this feeling to, and I burped for clearing, to show her that she's not where she wants to be. She's not where she wants to be with, because really powerful people, like honestly people who are powerful, and honestly people who say whatever they want and like feel like they can say whatever they want, to a large degree can look at a picture of Trump, go, yeah, that's Donald Trump, and what? We don't mind, you know, we don't mind Trump, we don't mind Hillary. It doesn't mean that we condone all the behaviors associated with each person. It just means that I'm able to, if you're able to, you know, if you apply the principles and you see where am I getting stuck? Can I look at this person? Can I look at Hillary Clinton and or Donald Trump and say, I bless you, I forgive you, I respect your free will choices, and I love you. You know, or it doesn't have to be like famous people. It can be like someone who you felt has wronged you. And so by practicing those 4 principles towards that human being, it's just a human being that just did something to you that you didn't appreciate, or you associate behavior, because this woman was really stuck on he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, and it's all, everything that was coming out of her mouth was really the programmed stuff. So anyway, the more you can love everybody, the more you can just go, you know what, that person did this person did that. I'm not going to hurt myself anymore. I'm just going to I'm going to say, well, maybe it's me that doesn't get it. Maybe I just don't get Trump. Like if this woman who I just did the recent healing on could just say, well, maybe I just don't get Trump. Maybe all the people that voted for Trump have a very good reason that I just don't know about for voting for him. Maybe I'm wrong about the whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong. If she could just start there, then she would do herself a lot more good. Anyway, it's just what are you vibrating inside? That's what you're going to see outside. And so, if you want a peaceful, loving world, you got to be peace. You got to be love. You cannot control other people's divine spark expressions of the universal energy. You don't write scripts. You can write all the scripts in your head you want. No one's going to follow them, probably, and you don't have to follow any of theirs. And that's the good. That's the good news. The bad news is you can spend your entire life writing scripts for people who will never follow them, and you can waste your whole life that way. If you do, you do, and that's the way you chose to enjoy that lifetime. And maybe that was what you were supposed to do. Maybe you were supposed to hold bitterness and resentment and just hatred for a whole life so that you were an example to other people of what that would look like. And then you're part of their contrast where they go, "Ugh, she never forgave her ex. She hates so easily, and she thinks she's a loving person." And it's just like, I hope I'm not that person. She thinks she's so loving, or he thinks he's so loving, and he or she is so hateful. You know, I don't want to ever be like that. Okay, so they become your contrast for your own law of attraction. There's this company that's called Despair.com, and they do these funny things. And there's this picture of a boat, and it's going down, it's sinking, and it says mistakes. And as it's sinking, it's like the sun setting. It's like beautiful. It's like those majestic posters, you know. And the sun is setting, and you got this boat sinking, and it says mistakes. Beautiful writing, and it says the purpose of your life may be merely just to serve as a warning to others. And so some people are here to just hate and just cause chaos, possibly. I don't know, but they are the contrast for me. And I see them, and I love them anyway, and I bless them. And they're choosing, I respect their free will choice to live their life in hatred and to constantly point out, and hate has no home here sign. Okay, well, you want to create more hatred by having that sign in your yard. No, I don't. I'm creating love. Actually, you're creating more hatred because hate is the subject of your sentence, and that's what you're focusing on. And if you put up a sign that said F Trump, I would have, then you'd be more in alignment with your own truth, and then you'd see who you really are. But they don't want to see, and that's fine. That's fine. They don't need to see. It's not my job to make people see themselves. I love you guys. I love all of you guys, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're doing with your time and your energy. And I respect your free will choices, and I'm not attached. I'm not writing scripts for any of you. I'm just watching everything unfold as it does. And I'm watching the problems that other people have, what they say they have, and then I'm just probably holding up a mirror for them. And that's fine, because I'm just participating in this human experiment. I'm just participating as another divine spark, playing in the universal consciousness with all of you guys, and you can listen or not. And I love you no matter what. I love you, love you, love you. Have a great day. Love you.